Let us pray. We will conquer this wilderness. It will not consume us.
Boo! Boo! It's not safe!
You've cursed this family.
Let us leave the wood.
sun, searching for a longer day. People feeling like the light has just come. We must never stop the way. Yeah. Birds jumping and I hear my name, grasping into a life. Like something that is so safe.
Even have sweet background music.
Even have sweet background music. There we go.
There we go.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Welcome.
Oh. Starting off with 11 viewers.
Yeah. Welcome. My name is Sean. This is
Justin.
Justin.
We are not Ian Hathaway and Ryan Cloverdale.
No, we're not. Let me get those changed.
They should be saved.
Yeah. Probably.
So, yeah, welcome. It's our modern night here at Geek Fortress in Snohomish, Washington.
There we go.
We're going to try to get this all set up real quick.
We have one person that's running a little late. Asked if we could hold off on starting the tournament until he got here.
Mm-hmm.
So we might start a little bit late, but we'll get this going as soon as we can.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to have probably around 4, maybe 5 rounds.
Yeah.
But 4 for sure. So should be a good night.
See a couple people that were here last night. Hope you enjoyed Legacy. We had a good time.
Yeah, heard it went well. How many rounds did you guys want to be in?
It's 3.
Okay.
Yeah. Burn ended up winning.
Yeah.
So
It's a good deck.
it was fun. Yeah. The hardest part is realize that the hardest part about streaming is not paying so much attention to the games, just partly paying attention to it and still keeping track of
life totals and all
yeah,
that.
it's the hardest thing. So, did you watch any of the SCG Open today?
A little bit while I was here. I didn't see a ton of it. A lot of reflector mages in the couple games I did see.
A lot of rally.
Yeah. Which is cool because it's the sweetest standard deck, in my opinion.
Yeah. I'm gonna we'll say 1 of 4 to start.
Yeah.
We'll see how that goes. Oh. So, again, welcome to the modern stream for Geek Fortress here in Snohomish, Washington. Anybody that wasn't here last night that doesn't know, TJ is typically here, and he is currently in Vancouver for the GP that is up there. I don't know if he played. I sent him a message and he didn't actually respond to let me know if he played. I know that he registered for it, but he was contemplating just playing side events.
Yeah. I think we talked about it and he was planning on dropping after the first couple rounds.
I know Dylan, the store owner, was up there and he was 2-0 in one side event.
Yeah. I know a couple guys up there were 3-0.
In the actual
tournament, I think. So
Coleman and Troy. Yeah.
So I haven't heard anything back from them, but hopefully they're still doing well.
Yeah, hopefully. Oh.
Let's see how close are we at.
Hello. How's everybody tonight in chat?
Let's see, who do we got in chat so far? Yeah, I got a couple new faces. Don't recognize too many of you, but welcome. Glad you're taking the time to tune in. We should be getting some matches here as soon as we can.
Our Jund player that won, I think, a couple weeks ago is running a little late, so we're waiting for him. As soon as he gets here, we'll get started.
What's this thing? It's like a baby monitor.
It's actually a battery charger.
Oh.
for the
for the mouse.
mouse and keyboard. Yeah. Eugene, Oregon. Welcome. Actually went to school for a semester at South Eugene High School back in the day. Fun college town.
I don't actually know where Eugene is, so I have no comment.
It's where Slug Farm is.
I don't know where Slug Farm is either.
Slug Farm is a viewer.
Oh, okay.
It is it 40 minutes south of Portland? Is that about what it is? I think that's what it is. No, that's Salem. So Salem's about 40 minutes south of Portland. And then Eugene is another, 20 minutes from there? So it's an hour south of Portland.
Okay.
I think that's what it is. Right on I-5.
Yeah.
University of Oregon is right there.
90 minutes south of Portland.
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah. So an hour and a half south of Portland. Fun little college town. Well, I shouldn't say little.
Well, I heard the door open, so hopefully that's Peter.
Hopefully. We'll get a couple matches started here shortly. They filmed Animal House there, our big claim to fame. Yes, they did.
Can't say I've ever seen Animal House, but
No?
Nope.
Yeah. It's about a fraternity that was on campus that, like, all they did was party and cause problems for the school. They actually, and the fraternity was real.
Really?
Yeah, and they were, like, so bad, they eliminated the fraternity.
Wow.
So about 8 years after that, the fraternity started back up off campus. So they rented their own house and started the fraternity back in. I think it took them 3 years to actually get the school to actually accept
Approve.
their charter again. But they're still, from what I understand, and I may be wrong, but my brother, when he was going to school there, they were still off campus. They were part of the school, but they weren't actually allowed on campus, which is hilarious. John Belushi. I'm trying to remember who else was in it. I don't remember him. Kevin Bacon. It was hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh,
Might have to see if it's on Netflix.
like National Lampoon's.
Oh, one of those types of-
degenerate. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. But it's
Alright, so it looks like a Logan is announcing matches, so... I think I heard him. I don't know.
Hopefully he'll get us some information soon. Oh, it was nice when Steven was here and out.
Oh, yeah.
Chatting on the thing. That was really cool. Adding to the stream. Because he was like telling them what was in people's hands. And,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. For those people
Maybe we'll
that
have to-
hide their hands.
Yeah, maybe we'll have to look into that in the future. That can be Steven's job.
A reporter on the floor. A little camera on him. Oh, that'd be hilarious.
A little GoPro or something like that.
Yeah, yeah. No microphone though. He still has to chat. Just camera. Once again, welcome to Modern at Geek Fortress here in Snohomish, Washington.
Alright, looks like we got a match. Psst. Psst. What are you guys' names?
So we got somebody at the table, so we're gonna try to figure out who they
Brennan
are.
and Caleb. And I'm playing Blacklight CPUs. Okay. We got Brennan back against the wall, and Caleb
Brandon
facing the wall.
Caleb Shell.
Sure.
Okay. Do we know what they're playing?
Brennan says he's playing black-white CPUs. So I'm assuming that's
And
the
what's-
Eldrazi deck. And then Caleb's playing Living End. I'm assuming that's his normal go-to deck.
Okay. Well, we'll go down and see if they've started. So, it's just a second to transition down there.
Alright, so it looks like we're there shuffling up. Oh, do you want to switch the... Hit swap players? And then, yeah, just the names of the decks.
Oh.
Here, I'll...
Get this set up correctly.
Oh, no, it's not gonna... Oh.
Black, white. All right.
There we go.
There we go.
So I'm assuming that black-white CPUs is the Eldrazi deck. But we will we'll have to see. If it is the Eldrazi deck, I'm not sure. I haven't seen too many matchups for this deck, so I'm not entirely sure who's favored.
Living End is an interesting deck.
Yeah. Right off the bat, like not knowing anything about the matchup, it kind of seems like it might be in Living End's favor. If they can set up, like if Brennan decides to overcommit to the board, then Caleb can just sort of sweep it up with a well-timed Living End if he can get enough
creatures in the
off,
graveyard.
Yeah. So, and generally Living End plays some number of beasts within type effects that could potentially go after the Eye of Ugins or the important lands. Oh, that's true. Never mind. This seems like an awful matchup. I just thought of that.
What's the main board hate they run?
Like 4 Relica Progenitus.
Oh, gosh.
So,
yeah.
I take back everything I said. That is assuming that is the Eldrazi deck. Yes.
Yep, there it is.
There it is. Looks like Caleb is...
that's when you just start playing lands and just plan on hard...
Yeah, you just hard cast
You just
all your...
hard cast everything.
Caleb does have Fulminator Mage in the main board, which is... I'm assuming is pretty good against the Eldrazi deck.
Caleb might be on tilt, yes. Turn 1 Relic
like
for
he,
Living End is pretty rough.
Yeah. I know Caleb has a Living End itself
In hand?
in hand, and a Fulminator Mage. I didn't get a great look at the rest of it.
Fulminator Rage would be good, and then even Living End off of it, but
I think that's the...
he'd have to wait till Brandon was tapped out.
Yeah, it looks like he has the Spider. I have no clue what the names of these creatures are. I just know that they... what the pictures are and that they cycle. Looks like he has one of the beetles and the spiders in his hand.
Actually have this deck. Pretending to be Jund? Probably. I would.
Yeah, unfortunately there's not a lot to... It's kind of out of the question to try to go for the combo if you're Caleb.
I think Monstrous Carabid is
I think that's the beetle,
Yeah.
I believe.
And then Pale Recluse is the spider.
Yes. That sounds right.
So Caleb just needs to keep drawing lands, really. Then hard cast stuff. If a creature hits, he could wipe it. I guess that's the nice thing about Living End is you do have some board wipes.
Mm-hmm. For the main deck, Graveyard Hate. So if you haven't seen this deck before, it uses a lot of the process mechanic from the whatever the new set was, Battle for Zendikar. So it plays the new Ulamog, the Wasteland Stranglers, and a couple, I think like Blighter and Oblivion Sowers are the main ones, or the ones that people generally play. So you play main deck Exiles like Relic, and there's one other, I can't remember the name of it, but Relic is more common to fuel your processors, so you can get as much value off of them as you can.
So Beast Within on the Relic, that's a good play.
Mm-hmm. Do you think that's better than trying to slow Brennan down and maybe hit the temple? The Eldrazi temple?
Well, I think he wants to be able to cast Fulminator Mage and then sack it, and then give
that's
him
true.
He then Living End in to bring it back, and then can destroy another land later.
Yeah. So yeah, it looks like Brennan is on the black-white version. Generally, the mono-black I think is the most common one in my experience. But the white one splashes white for Lingering Souls and Path to Exile. As I think those are the only cards as far as I know. Probably like Stony Silences and the like out of the board. Lingering Souls. Yeah. So there's the Fulminator Mage taking out the temple.
Yep. Brandon not being able to apply too much pressure.
Looks like he has a couple maps in his hand, and maybe another relic. So unfortunately, Caleb's hand is pretty.
He
has 2 Living Ends and a Cascade.
I think that's Demonic Dread.
Yeah.
Looks like he does have another relic. No more lands, though. So I think I would have picked the Beast Within instead of the Fulminator Mage. Because Caleb does get to choose. It's not a... He's not targeting...
What do you mean you would have picked the... Oh.
I would have exiled the Beast Within instead of the Fulminator Mage.
Gotcha. Yeah, I don't... Can't really see a reason why Caleb would want to keep the Beast Within. Going for the cycle here over holding on to the creature. Oh, okay, so he's going to go for a very small Living End here. And what is the Recluse sweater? Its stats.
The Pale Recluse?
Yes. Oh.
It's a 4/5 with reach.
That's not the right one.
So I think the one... Oh, he's got the... Oh, this is a different version. Different deck list than what... So he's got Jungle Weaver.
Okay.
So it's a 5/6 with reach.
Okay.
So the Living End brought back a Jungle Weaver, which is 5/6 spider with reach.
And that's actually probably pretty good against the Eldrazi deck, I would think, because other than like the big Eldrazi like Ulamog and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Most of them can't or aren't bigger than I think 4 or 5 power, so they're gonna have Brennan's gonna have a never mind. Well, again, take back everything I just said.
The removal and Caleb, I don't know how well Caleb knows the deck, but exiling the correct cards out of his graveyard is very important right now because he wants to have as many creatures in there as he possibly can.
Yeah.
That does look like he has a vault of the Archangel on.
On Brendan's side.
Yeah. Yeah, I think if he had not exiled the Fulminator Mage and got back both, then he'd be in much better shape right now.
Yeah. Unfortunately, he does still have 2 living ends in his hand, so unless he's playing the full 4, that auction's off the table.
He could suspend one, but he's still got to have a bunch of creatures that he's just putting in his graveyard.
Mm-hmm.
Which he has enough lands to fill his graveyard. I think he's only got 2 or 3 cards left in hand.
Yeah, he just has 2 living ends.
Oh, is that what's in his hand?
Yeah. Here's the Blight Reader. So my guess is that this game is not going to be going on for much longer.
It's like last night during Legacy, Reanimator was playing Grixis Delver. It's like turn 2, Reanimator played Gristlebrand.
Looks pretty good against
a
bunch of 3/2s.
Yep. Grixis Delver has no way to deal with, at least main board, no way to deal with Gristlebrand.
Yeah. So yeah, I have a very hard time picturing Caleb come back from this.
Yeah, I don't think he has, with the living ends in hands, I don't think he has.
Yeah, it
an
looks
out,
like he's gonna concede the game. So game 1 going to Brennan. Now what does Living End normally play in its board? Looks like it has a couple Knot of the Bone, some Shriek Maws.
So depending on the list, Knot of the Bones, Ingot Chewer would be good. Shriek Maws would be okay. Ricochet Trap would not be a card for this. Yeah. But yeah, making sure that he exiles the correct cards when he off a relic, I think, is more important.
And what about Brennan? What do you think? What are some common cards out of the deck?
The Eldrazi decks for Modern, I'm not very familiar with.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think in this you just really want to get your relics. So he probably doesn't even have to sideboard.
Yeah, he probably just has a fine matchup.
Yep. I think mulligan to a relic is probably right where you want to be.
I think potentially he has something like if he's playing Rest in Pieces or something out of the board.
Yeah, anything in his sideboard that would affect the graveyard is going to be good to bring in. I think Caleb, maybe Ingot Chewers for the artifacts would probably be maybe the only thing that he would bring in. A lot of the Living End decks had the Fulminator Mages in the sideboard. If those were not in the main board, then I would say bring those in. Game 1, you typically wanted as many cycle effects as you could possibly have. which Fulminator Mage in the main board in this matchup is worse than a Cycler. Because Relic is slow enough that if they tap out, you can get them.
Yeah. If you can just surprise them with it.
Right. The other thing Brandon could do is if he doesn't have a Relic, he could draw and just discard a big creature.
Mm-hmm.
Not play a land, not play anything, just first turn discard.
Start discarding some Woolmogs or what have you.
I watched an Elves deck. Elves won game 1, Living End won game 2, and then game 3, the Elves player just started discarding creatures. And I don't know how experienced the Living End player was, because he had enough mana that he could have just started hard casting his stuff, and he waited. He just ended up casting the Cascade spell, and the amount of elves that came back, and he also didn't have the instant one, so he did it on his own turn and passed, and the mana and the creatures that the elves player had was overwhelming. So even with the big creatures that the Living End deck had, the trample, because it was horrible.
What is that? Memoroside, if I'm saying that right. Yeah, if he has something like that, that'd be pretty good. If I'm thinking of the right card, I think it's you search their deck for like 3 or 4 cards and you exile them. Give them an online card.
We'll get this situated. Is that the card you're talking about?
Yeah.
Name an online card, search target player's graveyard, hand, and library.
Yeah, so like a worse slaughter games.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't imagine Brennan needing to bring in much though.
I would almost think surgical extraction would be better than that. Other than it has to be in the graveyard.
Mm-hmm.
To where that one doesn't have to be in the graveyard. But Living End's putting all that stuff in the graveyard already. So.
Yeah. Flying Tankabus and hope it's good enough. I mean, you're not wrong. I don't think he's playing Flame Tankabu. But,
I know there was some talk of the new Goblin Dark Dweller going into Living End. I think that would be interesting. Cast one of those into a Living End that you've already cast.
Yeah, I could see it.
So Caleb mulligan to 6.
Looks like he has 2 Cascades and a Street Wraith and a couple lands. So not well, we'll get to see exactly what he kept. And yeah, looks like that's what it is.
Yeah, not the greatest of keep right there by Caleb, but 1 land, not one draw, not one creature there to. So hopefully he starts drawing some creatures.
Yeah. He does have a Street Wraith though, and Street Wraith has Swamp Walk.
It does, which right now is really good. I can't see what Brandon has. I think more removal is that, and just a way to interact with the graveyard is all he wants. Eventually he can, seems like based on game 1, just easily take over the game with any type of graveyard effect.
Yeah. Looks like we're gonna see a relic, probably.
Relic.
Yeah. Using it right away. Looks like he drew another Street Wraith. So
Yeah.
going for a living end for 2 Street Wraiths actually wouldn't be bad.
Would not be bad.
Are they 3? Oh, and he drew another Street Wraith.
Yeah.
So 3 Street Wraiths. That's a
3/4.
that's a 2-turn 2-turn clock as it is.
Depending on which cascade effect he has, one of them he does have to have a creature to target. So my guess is that Caleb doesn't know how Relic works.
Yeah.
Because second Street Wraith. Fulminator Mage, pretty good.
So is the one with the guy running, is that one of the ones that you have to have a...
Let's take a look. So Demonic Dread
Okay.
is the sorcery, and its target creature can't block this turn.
So I think if you were Caleb, I think you wanted to hold the Street Wraiths in your hand and then just hold off until you could get one of the instant speed ones, and then try to bait Brennan into cracking the Relic.
Yeah, put just enough creatures in there to cause him to have some concern. So Caleb again has a living end in hand.
Also hold on to the Mage for next turn. Yeah, don't sack it right away.
Is that a second living end in hand?
Yeah.
Oh, he's good at drawing them.
That's what the deck wants, right?
Yeah. G game time. I'm not sure how familiar he is with the deck, but time to scout out another match. Possibly. Yeah, so it's Demonic Dread and 2 living ends in hand. Yeah.
See, that's my guess, is that it's potentially both the players just have the wording of Relic backwards.
So it's a board wipe, which slows down the pressure, but still, it's not a great... Especially since he has 2 in hand, 2 of the living ends in hand. It's almost like he needs to...
He used the instant speed.
Yep.
One, which I'm also not sure he wanted to do.
And he also doesn't shuffle.
You don't shuffle off living end?
No, you don't. They all go... you get a shuffle what you cascaded.
But they go to the bottom?
Yeah, they go to the bottom.
Oh, okay.
So we'll I'll talk to him a little bit after to make sure that he doesn't continue to do that in the next games.
Yeah.
Because that's a big deal. Because there's, depending what you cascade. We didn't search through the whole deck, but when you shuffle it back in, technically, yes. So, is that the sower?
Yeah, that's the...
Exiles and he gets all the lands?
Yeah,
Isn't that
so
right?
he's getting
Yeah.
3 lands off of it.
Oh, gosh. He's got Urborg still out there?
Yep.
Or, yeah. So he gets all the lands from exile, so even the ones
So all
that,
4 Bloodstained Mires seems pretty good.
Yeah, that seems pretty good. Going from 4 swamps to 8. I built the odd version of Living End with Phyrexian Obliterator in it. The hard part with that was discarding Obliterator to get it back.
Yeah.
So,
See, it's games like this that I feel that the Eldrazi deck can never lose a game of Magic.
right.
Like just watching this matchup, but
Yeah, the Sower is a extremely powerful card. That's a Fairy Macabre. I think it's like a 2/2 flyer.
something like that. You can discard it, I think, to exile 2 cards or
Right.
some number of cards out of the
Yep.
graveyard.
Yeah, I played against Eldrazi last weekend, or on Wednesday, and it seems it can definitely have an explosive start. But it is also, it can be very slow and easily beatable. I think a lot of it is right now. Some of the cards are so new.
Macabre.
Macabre. I don't know how to spell it.
Yeah, so it looks like Caleb is going to concede the game.
Yeah.
Macabre.
Yep.
I thought you were just being clever.
Oh. So Brandon wins that match. We'll see if we can get another match, and we'll have a little. We'll see if Caleb is open to some constructive criticism.
Yeah.
So, you want to see if you can get us another match?
Yeah. I'll be right back.
So I'm not sure why the timer's not working there at the bottom. I'll see if I can fix that. We got like 22 minutes left in the round. This was game 1 is Black-White Eldrazi versus Living End. And the Black-White Eldrazi's won fairly easily off of, main board relics against Living End is pretty brutal. There we go. Got the timer down in the bottom working. Once again, welcome. Saturday Night Modern here at Geek Fortress, Snohomish, Washington. For those regulars, TJ's not here. He's up in Vancouver, Canada at the GP. Which we had a couple players from here that were 3-0 last I heard. Haven't heard anything else since then.
Alright, so we got Affinity versus, I believe, Fairies, and they're going to game 3. This is what's his name? Donovan versus a player who I do not know the name of.
So Donovan. Is it Donovan Spencer?
I believe so. Psst, blue jacket. What's your name? Ryan. Not Ryan Cloverdale.
Yeah.
Let's go, Ryan.
And what is he playing?
I believe fairies. I believe I overheard him talking about it. But, yeah, so I caught them just after Donovan's first turn. Which was the generic Affinity starting hand.
Get the life totals here fixed. And it's game 3, right?
Yeah. So yeah, it looks like it is fairies. And I'm not entirely sure how this matchup goes.
It depends. If this is the fairy deck that was here a while ago, it counters like everything, or tries to counter everything, which against Affinity can be a struggle.
And it looks like Donovan doesn't have a anything to do turn 2 or turn 3. So, oh yeah, it looks like he just has a bunch of 2 and 3 drops in his hand.
So Ryan with a Bitter Blossom, which is pretty good against Affinity. Well, the Bitter Blossom will keep the Affinity player from being aggressive, especially if he's not getting land drops to play multiple threats.
Mm-hmm.
And Ryan right now can just keep mana back for to counter. I think plating would probably be the best play right now, to where he could suit up the Ornithopter, which wouldn't even be that great because the 2 fairies could block it.
Yeah, it looks like he just has a bunch of...
I see a Galvanic
2.
Blast.
I think he has like 2 Steel Overseers, 2 extra champions. And that Scion's going to be pretty annoying.
I would guess that Affinity may have won game 1. It just seems like they would have a good matchup game 1. But Bitter Blossom is rough. It's like,
yeah, it seems like
continually lingering souls.
Oh man.
Is that one, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Sword of Fire and Ice and this game is over. No.
That'd be interesting for Affinity to play a sword. 3 mana is just
Oh, I
hard.
think he was talking about the Fairies deck, because I think generally the Fairies deck plays some number of swords, if I'm not mistaken.
Is that the one that taps his lands?
Yeah.
Yep.
You do have to champion a fairy.
Fairies in complete control right now.
Yep.
Yeah, I'd say not a great keep by Donovan.
Mm-hmm. I can see his logic for keeping it though, because, I mean, he did have 2 flyers and then a couple steel overseers, and if he was able to get those going, then it seems like he's in a pretty good spot. But things did not pan out for him.
I think it needed to have another land in it.
Yeah.
Looks like he's going to tap his... Oh, no, it's another +1/+1, so another Scion.
And a welding jar. Well,
I'd say this match is probably over right here.
yeah, I think it's safe to assume.
I think Ryan, yeah, the one game that I watched on stream with Ryan playing this deck before, I think he was playing against Zoo and the same type of thing. They just controlled the whole game.
Yeah.
Yeah, there it is. So Fairies wins in 3 against Affinity. So was that the last game that was going on?
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
It was one of them.
So we'll find out if that's the last.
Maybe I'll go see if
Probably be going to round 2 here. We'll check and see if there's any more games going on. Would have been interesting to see that whole match. It seems like Affinity would have, I guess, I don't know. Bitter Blossom is so hard for, I would think, Affinity to deal with, because Flyers are like their worst. It's just the continual creation of those 1/1s is really hard for Affinity to deal with. We'll see if we can get another match here. So, my guess is that we'll probably go into round 2. Anybody want to see any type of deck? We can try to get it on screen. I know we have Jund. We have a tribal zombie deck here tonight.
So it looks like we have Lantern versus blue-white mono blue Tron going to game, or they're on game 3, and that's our last match.
Okay. So give it just a sec. We'll bring it back here to the pseudo broom closet. So welcome.
Yeah, that was round 1. Round 1. So hope you guys enjoyed it. Not particularly exciting games or close games, but
Eldrazi pretty much controlled Living End with Relic, and didn't get to see much of the Affinity, but Bitter Blossom is, when you're continually creating flyers against Affinity, you're pretty much in control of the game.
Yeah, and when I was out there, Donovan said that he had Bitter Blossom all 3 games.
Oh,
so
yeah, that'd have been a tough match for Affinity.
Mm-hmm.
So Grixis control.
I think there is one guy here that's playing Grixis control.
Okay,
if I'm not mistaken.
We'll
no
see
4-color gifts. No one's manly enough to play that deck, Chase. Until you top 8 next weekend. Then people will be all over that deck.
Mono Blue Tron is pretty good. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Is it like the win condition is... I think his win condition is Mindslaver and...
I think he has a Sundering Titan.
Yeah, Sundering Titan.
Yeah.
So, I think his favorite win condition is just the counter that you can buy back.
Mhm.
So he just doesn't let you do anything.
I think that would be my favorite win condition as well.
The new Kozilek is a house.
Seems like it'd be pretty good in that deck.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think the sower for the Eldrazi decks is big.
Yeah, that's the card that makes the whole deck sort of come together, it seems like. Because they can go turn whatever sower straight into their Ulamogs or whatever.
Yep. Any Delver sightings lately?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I haven't seen anybody here playing Delver. There's one like Kiki Toolbox deck.
I think we got at least one more Affinity. Some mono green Stompy, some mono white Stompy that both played against each other.
Oh.
What
Who's
else?
playing mono green Stompy?
What's his name? Lewis, I think his name
Oh.
is. We have Lantern.
Need more Storm.
The mono blue Tron guy is actually the one that has Storm.
Yeah.
So he hasn't busted out, no matter how much I tell him he should.
I think Storm would be good right now.
Seems like it has a pretty good matchup against all the tier 1 decks, which are like Tron,
Mm-hmm.
Tron, Eldrazi, and the Affinity probably. Maybe not Eldrazi, but probably Burn too.
Green, Red, Tron, Burn,
Burn's-
Affinity.
Burn's probably its worst matchups out of
Yeah, probably.
those, but even that could be pretty close.
So they got 9 minutes to finish. We'll move on to round 2. So we'll see if we have. So, is anybody here playing Grixis?
I think there is one guy playing
Okay.
Grixis. I'm not sure how experienced he is with the deck. I played him a couple weeks ago, and it was not. It seems like it was the first time he played the deck, but
Oh.
so hopefully he's since you're one yet. Yeah, I think you're right. It's not quite there, but
I know black. It seems like black white or black red because of the removal
mm,
is where you want to be with the Eldrazi.
yeah, I think mono black's a little splashing the second color really
Mhm.
helps against all the bad matchups.
Right.
So
So what's?
blue Tron?
Do you have your deck list on anywhere that we can see it?
Mhm.
Mono Bluetron. I helped Jacob build Mono Bluetron, which was about a year ago. It's a fun deck.
Most of the mono blue Tron decks, it seems, are pretty similar.
Mm-hmm.
And like the handful of cards they play, just the numbers
Yeah.
differ. Eldrazi is a monster in small meadows. Seems like blue turns. Affinity, Infect, Burn, Ad Nauseam, and Storm. Access to General Affinity, Delver, Infect, Grixis Control archetypes. Grixis Control is probably the best one against those decks.
Yep.
Remand's good against the combo decks. Delver and Grixis Control are probably pretty close to even. But Grixis Control I think is just a little bit better.
You don't like the Hooting Mandrills?
For Grixis Delver?
No, for
Oh, for the Rug Delver?
the Rug Delver.
I do like Hooting Mandrills, but I don't think it's quite strong enough for modern.
So let's see. So anticipate, condescend.
Mana leak, repeal. What is that? Oh.
Oh, okay. So more removal.
So the first big thing I see is that you're only playing 2 Thirst for Knowledge. And in my opinion, that is the entire reason to play the deck, is that you get to play 4 Thirst for Knowledge.
Yeah.
It's just the best card in the deck. You want to see one every single game, or multiples every single game.
Mm-hmm.
So I would definitely up that to 4, as that's your main engine card. Some maps, Chalice. Card's really good.
Yep. It's like a thought seize on a creature.
Yeah. Aetherling out of the board, I think, is a little too cute.
Etherize.
Or oh, that's Aetherize. Okay, I thought it was Aetherling.
I think 3 mana leaks might be too many, because you've got so many other counter spells.
4 Condescend also might be a little bit too much, just because they're not the greatest early on, until you get Tron going.
Yeah, I could see you changing like Condescend and mana leaks and adding, the 2 more Thirst for Knowledge.
Yeah, 2 Spell Snares feels like a lot too. I think the max I would go in the main for Spell Snares is like 2.
Yeah.
You probably want some number of remands though, over, like, trim a couple Condescends, some mana leaks, a Spell Snare or 2, and throw in 4 remands, because it helps you filter through your deck and just buy you time until you can get to your Tron and start casting your Worm Coils or Batterskulls or what have you. Also, Solemn Simulacrum.
Oh, yep, that's a good question.
There's another card to look into. It kind of takes the same place as Thought-Knot Seer. I think Thought-Knot Seer you might consider pushing to the board, because Solemn kind of ramps you and helps you find blue mana. But I could be wrong.
Of course, he might be running Anticipate in place of like a remand, just to.
That's true. Okay, so it looks like we have the mono white Stompy versus who I believe to be the Grixis control player.
So that's who's on the.
I can't remember.
So we'll go down to the table and then we'll get
What's her name?
the names up. So.
Tyrell. Alright, so Tyrell is in the black sleeves and Vince is in the white sleeves.
Hopefully I spell his name correctly. And it's... I guess we'll see if that's mono... Oh, that's mono green. Is that really what he calls his deck? Mono white Stompy?
No, it's what I call the deck.
Oh.
I actually call the deck Theros Tribal.
I watched him play that. It was like swords.deck.
Yeah. He's playing a bunch of Theros white devotion
Right,
cards and then
yeah.
Elish Nord.
Yeah.
So it looks like... So Cavern of Souls... It's a little bold, I think.
So it would be what, Cavern on Human?
Cavern on Human and then no second land. So I don't think this is Grixis control. I think it's just
I think this
Blue-Red
might
Delver.
be Blue-Red Delver.
Featuring Cavern of Souls.
change that.
So probably gonna be a. Okay, so the blue-green sword.
That's pretty good.
Fortunately, that Cavern of Souls is really kicking him in the pants.
Yeah, because he's got no other lands right now.
Looks like he's playing Telling Time. He has a couple of those in his hand, it looks like.
So Vincent going down to 11.
Yep.
Body and Mind, why? I think he
just likes the card.
Yeah, he just likes the card.
There's
A lot of green, a lot of blue played here.
This is one of those decks that you just play. He's just playing a bunch of white cards that he likes.
Yep.
For the most part.
Bunch of white cards that he likes and all the swords. I think it's 2 or 3, might be 3 swords main, and then the other
The rest
2
of
are
the
in the
board.
sideboard. Is that
A wolf?
Is that one of the new mages?
Oh yeah.
Oh my
The Storm
goodness.
Chaser mage?
Storm Chaser mage.
So it looks like they're both playing some
Standard.
some cards that they thought would be cool.
Not quite standard because of the swords and the delvers, but so a
Twisted
flipped
image,
delver.
alright.
Yeah, the flying and the delvers might just be.
Yeah, he might just die. Yeah, he's dead next turn. Interesting that he swung with the swift spear.
Yeah, with no way to pump it, it's just getting ate by the.
Oh, so Vince is pathing the wolf. My guess is that this is going to be a what is it, the 3 white angel of the Archangel of Tithes or something like that. Next turn.
Oh, so he pathed his own dude to get the land to cast it.
That'd be my guess. I'm not entirely sure why you would. I guess thinning out the deck. Not actually, but
if you're looking for lands, that's not the way to do it.
but
That's not right.
my guess is that he's got to have some sort of 4 mana or 5 mana spell. Otherwise, he would have just wanted to path the Delver. I think it's Archangel of Tithes.
Oh, is it Archangel?
Yeah.
Baneslayer Angel. That'd be really
Oh,
good.
Wrath of God, okay.
Oh. Let me update the life totals. I know in the times that I've played Vincent, he is very aggressive with the Wrath of Gods.
Yeah. I've also experienced that. I've also been very surprised when I get Wrath of God out of the mono white creature deck.
I've seen him have command of a game and all of a sudden he wraths, not thinking that he's ahead.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like creature quantity is more important to him than quality.
And I'm assuming that Tyrell drew the Swift Spear off the Serum Visions. Or at least I'm hoping that that was the case. Make him read Who's the Beatdown. You could.
So I don't know what is that? Is that the
The Vryn Wingmere, the Thalia.
Yep, the Thalia.
What is that he drew? Oh, a Vapor Snag. Unfortunately, it looks like it's not going to do it.
At least he's got a... Nope, it's got
Nope, he
protection
doesn't have
for
a blocker.
blue, so no blockers.
Vince does have to be careful, though. Vince can't really swing right now.
It's got protection from blue. Yep. Strifo, you are correct.
Looks like
So they're both
they're
playing
both playing
swords.
swords.
Oh, gosh. Looking at what he's milling, probably for some knowledge.
Yeah. Pillar of Flames. Interesting.
Huh. So Snapcaster, Delver,
Storm Chaser
Storm
Mages,
Chaser Mage.
Cavern of Souls,
Yeah, Cavern of
Human,
Souls. Huh.
Blue-Red Humans. I hope it's fun for you guys to see rogue decks like this.
Instead of the normal? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's always a surprise. So this is it. He's got one turn.
He's got one shot.
If he has a lightning bolt, that does it. If he has any sort of burn spell. If he has 3 spells he could cast.
Yep, because he could Vapor Snag the Wolf and get through for at least one.
Oh yeah, he has the wolf, so he'll have to do that.
And then a Lightning Bolt. Which it looks like he does have a Lightning Bolt.
Well, we know he has the Vapor Snag, right?
Yep.
So hopefully he... Oh, it's a Blood Moon.
Oh, is it Blood Moon?
Yeah.
Oh.
Just gonna make sure he sees it. Yeah.
Lightning Bolt would have been ideal. So Vincent with, I call it Swords deck.
Oh yeah, he did have 2 Wing Mirrors, so he wouldn't have been able to play,
Oh, that's right. He
Enough,
could have
yeah.
played... He could have Vapor Snagged, but that still wouldn't have done anything. Forgot about the Thalia effects.
So my guess is Blood Moon comes out from Tyrell.
I don't know, he saw a lot of non-basic lands, so he may not take them out. I would think so, though. With Caverns, I'm surprised that he even has those in the main board.
Yeah.
It just eliminates the... Plus he knows, I mean, it's all he saw was white, so he doesn't have to worry about counter spells.
Yeah.
New mono white Stompy meta incoming. I know that Vincent has done pretty well with this deck here.
Yeah. It's one of those decks that you play against and you never know what's gonna come. Like, you never know what's coming.
Right.
So...
You can't really anticipate the plays.
Yeah. You can't really anticipate the Wrath of Gods when
Right.
he has, like, 3 creatures on the board. But,
the sword was definitely good.
yeah, the sword definitely helped him out that game.
I could see him leaving that sword in and then maybe bringing in the red-white protection from red and white.
Mm-hmm.
Which is what, War and Peace? I think it's Sword of War and Peace.
Accurate. Fire and Ice, if he has one, would be probably the best sword for this matchup.
Oh, because it's blue and red.
Blue-red, and also shoots down a Delver.
Yeah, that would be the best sword for this matchup.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised at how many modern decks, like watching Vincent play, how many modern decks just can't beat something like a Archangel of Tithes, like a random 4/4 Angel or something like that, or
Yep.
Whatever the case. I have been known to play a Baneslayer Angel in my sideboard for Miracles for a long time. It's just very surprising how many, how good random, expensive standard cards from the past
Right.
5 years.
I think a lot of it is it's like
Much.
that random. Like I was watching Jeff Hooligan a couple days ago on stream, and in his sideboard he had. I got to show you this card. It was a. Like this. No, that's not what it is. It's like a raid.
Have they ever beat Siegfried or Thractus? Yeah, I don't think they can.
Let me see if I can find this card that he was playing, because it's. I was looking at it trying to figure out what the purpose, why he would want it in his sideboard.
Do you know what it does?
So it exiles all lands
In play?
in play.
And that's it?
Well, so it's a creature. It's a 4/2 creature that when you bring it into play, it exiles all lands. If it dies, it brings all the lands back tapped.
Okay. Probably against, like, if he's expecting a lot of Scape Shift, or... It's actually probably
Yeah,
pretty good against the
there it is.
Eldrazi deck.
So
Oh, that...
Yep, you're right. Realm Razor.
Yeah, that card's actually probably pretty good against the Eldrazi deck. I mean, it's a stretch, but...
Yeah. It's the only deck that I could see it coming in against, though.
Yeah. Maybe things like Scape Shift, or... Even Tron, maybe.
Maybe.
All the big mana decks.
I just saw it in there and thought it was extremely interesting.
Yeah. It's a little awkward that it still dies to a bolt,
right.
but
Yeah.
I'll bring it in against Tron. Yeah.
If nothing else, it's a 4/2 beater.
I mean, I guess in a deck that's all Birds of Paradises and
Mm-hmm.
Court of Callings, you could probably get it out pretty
Pretty quick.
quickly. So yeah, it looks like Path on the Delver. Oh, I didn't even know that thing did that.
I added that yesterday.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Oh, sweet. So what do we got from Vince? The Knight of the White Orchid. Alright. Solid.
It's so funny. I have to look up all these cards he's playing. Nice. Yep, that's a good one.
It's a little bit awkward that it doesn't actually get him a land. So he's attacking with the Swift Spear. Did he not block?
He did not block. No.
Oh, okay.
So then he twisted images. Takes Vincent down to 15.
And did he draw a Blood Moon?
It's kind of surprising that he's leaving those in the deck.
I could be wrong. I'm probably actually wrong. Yeah, that's potentially he just doesn't have the appropriate sideboard hate for the Theros theme deck, would be my guess. But yeah, it looks like he did leave in Blood Moon. this going to be from Vince? Oh, even Mind Sensor. Alright. It's a fine magic card.
Like I said, it'll limit the land, probably the land searching. I'm not sure if there's anything else that it would affect Tyrell with.
If Vince has another path.
Oh, right.
Something like that.
Yep.
So now this is the card that I actually don't see how Tyrell beats this
Is this
card.
the Archangel?
Yeah, this is the Archangel. Unless he has Vapor Snag and can counter on the way back. Or something to that nature. Right there.
So as long as Archangel of Tide is untapped, creatures can't attack you or a planeswalker you control unless their controller pays 1 for each of those creatures. Oh,
so it's like a mini ghostly
yep,
prison.
So it's like a mini ghostly prison.
And then when it attacks, not that the attacking part is relevant, because I don't see why Vince would ever attack with this card.
Right.
Unless he's winning the game. But
well, I would be attacking right now.
If you were Vince.
Well, maybe not.
He's attacking with the other 2 creatures.
Yeah.
Because he can't really attack with the Archangel, otherwise I'm pretty sure he just dies on the backswing.
Yep.
Or he could potentially die on the backswing.
3/5, so he needs 2 bolts or well, Vapor Snag would help.
Interesting.
So Avian Mind Sensor triggered.
Oh yeah.
There we go. Okay, so he did catch it.
And a whiff.
And a whiff, yes. So good catch there by Vincent.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like mono white Stompy Prism.
Yeah, it's kind of like a weird Death and Taxes. Yeah. A bigger Death and Taxes, I guess.
So there he gets to search the top 4 again for a land.
Oh, he does not have to reveal it. But...
Oh.
Yep. Cannot grab that.
Cannot grab that.
Stomp the yard.
Mind Sensor getting in.
Yeah.
Don't see that every day.
What is he at, 9? So yeah, this is a pretty fairly quick clock.
It's good. I guess Vince has played the deck enough that he knows all the triggers and knows what can and can't happen. That's good.
And that Scalding Tarn is potentially useless.
Is that a Scalding Tarn?
Yeah, that you just played.
Oh, okay. Yep. Even without the swords, the control... Archangel of Ties. That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting deck by Vincent.
Couple of neat synergies with the Aven Mind Sensor.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be awkward if he draws another Flagstones, but...
Trying to think of the outs for Tyrell. He didn't reveal to flip the Delver.
I think he drew the Scalding Tarn that turn, I believe. So it's like a Stompy version. Yeah.
Yeah. Very much like a Death and Taxes deck. Still don't know how good Flipping the Delver is.
It reminds me of a legacy deck that Zach Eagle built a long time ago called the Pile.
Oh, God.
If you know what that is.
I did not hear. Somebody talked about this deck, but I didn't actually hear what was actually in it.
So the Pile was essentially this deck, but for Legacy.
Right.
So I think the story goes Zach was at like a GP or something like that with Chase, and he was bored of playing Show and Tell, and he decided he wanted to build a deck to where he could cast Aven Mind Sensor on turn 1. So he he traded all his Show and Tell cards away for basically it was Mox Diamonds, Chrome Moxes, Chalice of the Void, Trinisphere, Magus of the Moat.
Just everything would allow him to try to cast a 3-drop on turn 1.
Ancient Tombs, City of Traders. You just play some, early, kind of like Mud, how you just try to land an early disruptive piece, and then eventually you just kill him with some big thing. His big things were cards like this and Magus of the Moats.
Oh. So yes, we are in Snohomish, Washington, and we do Modern every Saturday at 6 o'clock.
We also have Modern on Wednesday nights at 7 o'clock. Generally, Wednesday nights are a little bit bigger, but it's pretty close.
I'm not sure I've ever seen that.
Okay, so maybe he doesn't attack with Magus of the Moat, but Magus of the Tabernacle is another one of them. It's like a 2/6 for, I think,
2/6 for 4. All creatures have at the beginning of your upkeep sacrifice this creature unless you pay 1. Okay.
What else? There's there was the Ghostly Prison creature. It's like I can't remember what it's called. You had like the Ghostly Prison effect on like a 2/6 or something like that. Or
So did Vincent just Wrath? He must have.
I just bought some Arcane Time. We'll have to let Vincent know that you have a fan. Or that he is a fan. Well.
No.
Bit curious as to that Wrath of God, but... Oh, as in about them. Okay. Well, I'm glad they are working out for you.
I know Aaron has talked about building the Enchantress deck for Modern.
I didn't even know there was such a thing.
Yeah. The Prisms and Ensnaring Bridge and the Sigil that whenever you play an enchantment you get a 4/4 Angel.
There it is.
Oh, there it is. The Hardcast Hellish Norn.
Ugh. This is the only reason I like this deck. Not actually the only reason I like this deck, but this is my favorite part about this deck. Oh, never mind.
Did he counter it?
Yeah, he recounted it. Next turn.
Yep, next turn.
Next turn, alright. Not sure I would have done that line of play with the Wrath of God, but I guess I didn't actually see the
So
board
the
stick completely.
Swiftger got blocked by the Knight. So the Knight would have died. Swiftger would have lived.
Is telling time an instant? Yeah, it is, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So that card is telling time, which I'm not sure. Again, the Delver player has a way to get rid of Elish Norn.
Mm-hmm. I mean, he has Vapor Snag, so I guess he could start doing that and buy him some time. But yeah, I have a hard time imagining that this will go on. Yeah, so he's gonna Vapor Snag.
So it buys him a turn. Gotta love that instant death of Snapcaster coming in.
Yep.
Also,
Of
he
course
would
he
Swiss Spear
is-
for 1.
Ceased.
Pillar of Flames can't hit players, right?
Yeah, it can.
It can?
Yeah.
Okay, so he has...
Yeah. Lightning Bolt and Pillar are like his outs.
I think he has a Pillar in hand.
And a Blood Moon.
Pillar and a Blood Moon, alright.
I think I would have.
He can redraw off the... Oh,
Is
another
that another
Vapor Snag.
Snag? So technically, Vincent right now is at 1 with the Vapor Snag. Oh, Twisted Image.
Okay,
Oh, and then you
Oh,
Pillar?
and then Electrolyze?
Don't you just Pillar the Elish Norn? Because isn't it a 2/7?
4.
Oh, 4/7. Okay.
Plus he can just, what is he gonna... So yeah, he's gonna Pillar Vincent, and then Twisted Image the Elish Norn. Or rather, Vapor Snag the Elish Norn. And then he has Electrolyze for on his turn. Oh, yep.
Oh, so he can still cast the Vapor Snag.
Okay, that's fine.
Oh, Archangel again. Yep. So he's got.
He has to pay 1 more. But
Yeah,
I
but
guess-
he's got it. So Vincent at 1.
And he has Electrolyze in hand. That's
Oh, he does have Electrolyze.
yeah.
And he's got the extra to cast it. So Tyrell.
All right.
Oh, very nice.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That game went much differently than I was expecting.
I did not expect Elish Norn to hit the table and him still to lose. So we'll move to game 3 for blue-red Delver and mono-white Stompy.
That was an interesting game.
That was very interesting. I didn't see the Wrath of God play to where to know if but it does seem that Vincent is a little aggressive with the Wraths. Interesting decks. Still surprised that the Blood Moons stay in.
Raiders in Modern. What are other good ones? Oh, the Praetors. I was thinking Processors. I mean, the problem is that the other ones aren't. Yeah, there's no immediate impact, like he's saying, and the other ones are kind of underwhelming.
Like, what are the other ones?
Like Jingataxius.
Oh, okay.
I mean, even to be honest, even Elish Norn doesn't see that much play unless you're. Generally, she only sees play in like the Gifts Ungiven Reanimator
Right.
style decks, and that's because she just hoses all the creature and all the creature decks. The next best one is probably either Shieldred or the Haste guy, but those are pretty underwhelming for how much mana they cost.
Yeah.
If you want a big creature that costs something like that
Is going to win you the game. Generally speaking, the Titans are just better anyway.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. If you're gonna, I guess if you want a big creature, 6 mana for a Titan.
Yeah.
Because they come in and they do something. All of them do something. And it's like instant.
Yeah, exactly. Or Grizzlebrand, you know, if you're planning on getting up to that much mana.
But I guess if you want to play white, you can't play Grizzlebrand.
That's true. You can't play Sun Titan, though.
You could play
Which-
Sun Titan.
Big
Sun
fan
Titan,
of Sun Titan.
Sun Titan would be good in this deck. I wonder if he has Sun Titan in there. Because so much of his stuff is 3 or less.
Mm. I'm pretty sure Vorinclex is like 8 mana or something like that. Yeah, he's 8 mana, which is probably the main reason why. Or which is the main reason why I value him. Lower. Like, yes, he is much more... He is more powerful than, like, Shieldred or the Haste guy, but the likelihood of you being able to cast him.
Yeah.
Again, as opposed to something like a Primeval Titan.
I think if you're going to use creatures like that, you're cheating them in, you know, Tooth and Nail or some type of reanimate ability.
That is a lie. Vincent just did.
Yeah.
So... Okay, there you go. Did he just bounce? Okay, so he bounced the...
to be able to
The
fit-
Leonin
to be able to
Arbiter.
search, yep.
Tyrell's already down to 14
Mm-hmm.
on turn 2. Ugh.
And being aggressive. I guess he needs to be because
Leonin Arbiter again. Does Leonin Arbiter cost 2 or 1 to search? Must be 2. Cutting Tyrell off of mana. Or off of red mana.
oh, did he? I guess I can't see the graveyard.
He ghost quartered the
Oh.
the steam vents.
Yeah.
And there it is, the fire and ice.
Vincent off to
So,
a
yeah.
very fast start.
I actually don't think there's a way that he can win if Vince manages to get the sword onto the Leonin Arbiter. I do not think that Tyrell has a way to win.
No, I don't think so either.
So he's going to try Vapor Snag it.
Oh,
Does Vince have another land? Does not appear so.
yeah. The cheating in of creatures, you're looking at the big ones: Gristlebrand, Emrakul, not Vorinclex or Hellish Norn. Of course, I could see Hellish Norn still being
Hellish Norn
on the cheat in.
normally in like gifts decks.
Yeah.
Just because it's so good against all the other creature decks.
Right. So once again, the life totals are very close.
I think, yep, he's just dead.
Yep. So Vincent took game 3
Quite handily.
quite handily.
Definitely tooth and nail action, or sweet. With Lingering Souls. That is true. It is very true.
So I'm pretty sure. Oh, I didn't switch the. We do have 4 rounds, right?
I believe so.
Okay.
All right. Let's see if maybe we can find another match or something.
I think we're at time. This was
Are we?
This was our second match of this game, or second game of this round. So we'll see if we can get
Yeah, we'll see
what's going on.
see if I can find out.
Get us a new opponent on round 3 if that's where we're going. And once again, thanks for joining us here at Geek Fortress, Snohomish, Washington, for Modern. TJ, for those that are regular, you already know TJ's in Vancouver for the GP. Not sure he played. I think he just went up there, looked at his sealed cards, decided if he wanted to play then or not. He may have played a couple rounds and then dropped to play side events. But yeah, welcome to our Modern event. Once again, if you're new to the stream and you like what you're seeing, we stream Wednesdays and Saturdays Modern, and then Friday is Legacy. If you like what you're seeing, hit the follow button so you can get informed on when we're going to stream. But right now, that is our current schedule. We'll see if we can get some other interesting decks like those ones on camera. I know we have a tribal zombies deck. Sounds pretty interesting tonight. Mono Blue Tron. We'll moving on to round 3. We'll see if we get another matchup for you. Mono White Stompy here. Yeah, Vincent's been playing a mono white deck for a while. I know for a while it was white and black. He does pretty well with the deck. It's almost like a swords deck. He's got all the swords in the deck, some in the main and a few in the sideboard. Yeah, it's like other than the 1-drop. It's like Theros deck. That's kind of what it's. It's a lot of Theros cards. So we'll bring it back here to the closet. Yeah, there we go. But yeah, it's a lot of one-ofs. Elish Norn is probably a one-of. Like one of each of the swords, main board, sideboard. I'm not sure if we had a deck list for it. We could probably try to get that if you're interested in seeing it. Are we ever getting a backdrop? Yes. We're probably eventually going to get some type of green screen. I know that we had this. We had the mountain up here yesterday. This is typically what is sitting behind TJ. This beautiful mountain. So it's like him being the burn player. But yeah, I've talked to Dylan a little bit about a green screen. But yeah, green screens are not overly expensive to put together, and I know that there's stuff that we could just hang it from and then put an image back there that would be kind of nice. So it'd probably be the mountain, just so you know.
That deck's fine. Oh, okay, fair. Alright, so it looks like we have a couple games just finishing up.
Okay. So we'll be moving into round 3 here
Yeah, I think they got
very shortly.
8 minutes or something like that. And it is confirmed 4 rounds.
Not sure why the...
Is the clock now updating?
Oh, there it is. Clock is not quite updating correctly. Oh. So I told Dylan that all he needs is like a green sheet.
Green screen or something like that.
To be able to put back here.
Mm-hmm.
That or just get cut Garuk in half and just set Garuk right back here.
That'd be good. We're working on it. For all those. I could go.
Image needs to be Eidolon of the Great Revel. Trigger the viewers who play Storm. Yeah. I know with TJ it'll be something red.
Probably Blood Moon is
yeah.
probably the most likely.
Yep, that'd be a good one.
Him and I are both pretty big fans of Blood Moon. So
I'm a big fan of Blood Moon.
mm-hmm. So that's 3.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
It's like turn 1, Blood Moon, and Painter.
Yeah.
Almost saw that last night.
Oh, from Ian?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
He didn't have a good night last night. He had a hard time drawing lands. So, struggled.
That's unfortunate.
Yep. That's a fun deck to watch.
Yeah, it's a sweet deck.
Mm-hmm.
It's very, very interesting. You gotta play a bunch of Red Blasts and Pyroblasts, man.
Yep. Magus of the Moon? I don't know.
I disagree.
Oh. Yeah, I think Blood Moon's just better.
Mm-hmm.
There's too much going on in the Magus of the Moon.
Blood Moon's simple.
Yeah. Especially, I don't know how to...
I think go up to sets, I think.
Oh, there we go.
Do that.
The dark. That's the good
There
one.
you go.
There we go.
Probably something like that.
Yeah. That'd be a sweet backdrop.
My favorite is the 8th edition Blood Moon. Because it's the ugly art with the white border.
Oh, yeah.
Right there. Ugh.
Gosh.
Ugh. How bad
almost-
do you feel losing to that card?
It's amazing how many people kind of tilt when they see a white bordered card in general.
I don't actually care, actually.
Yeah, me neither.
But for those people that actually do get tilted,
Yep.
how bad do you feel losing to that?
It's like the white bordered choke.
Yeah, white bordered chokes, all those hate cards, Boil,
Yeah, Boil.
every card like that.
Yep.
They just they improve.
It's like
with
they
white
made the
borders.
moon too bright.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hideous. And the white border just adds to
Yep.
it. Oh.
It's great. It's the best art. What's your name? Okay.
Alright, so we got Chance versus Peter.
Chance. Peter Buell?
Yes.
Okay. Do we know what Chance is playing?
No. We do know what Peter's playing.
Yeah. So can we find out what... I don't know if you want to go...
I'm gonna go steal this deck.
We're going to find out what Chance is playing as we move into round 3 here of Modern. Once again, welcome. Thank you for joining us. If you're returning, thank you very much for joining us. We really appreciate the...
He's playing Zoo.
Oh, sweet. We really appreciate you spending the time with us. If you're new, hit the follow button, and welcome.
Yeah, we stream Modern Wednesdays at 7 p.m. and Saturdays at 6 p.m. and then Legacy on Fridays at 7:30. So here we got Chance, who I actually don't recognize. I think this is one of his first times at the store, if I'm not mistaken, and Peter, who's a regular.
Yep, Peter's playing Jund.
And Chance is playing Naya Zoo. Peter is the foil guy of the store. Every store has one.
Yeah. For standard, he was playing Abzan, like right when Siege Rhino came out, and he wanted a foil vampire token. So I made him a foil vampire token, and I left it with Dylan and said, "Oh, give this to Peter," because his whole deck was foil. And the next time I came in, Dylan gave me a foil Dig Through Time. When Dig Through Times were like $40.
Wow.
Yeah, I was like, "What is this for?" He said, "Oh, Peter gave it to you." So I was like, "Sweet." Peter, I really like Peter.
Yeah, he's a nice guy.
Yeah. He plays competitive decks, but he's also when you play, if there's any questions, he's very helpful. So yeah, see, the time isn't updating.
Huh. That's weird.
Oh, there it is.
All right. Kurt Ape.
So probably Inquisition from Peter.
So I'm assuming this matchup is in Peter's favor.
Yeah,
If I'm not mistaken.
he can really dictate the hand, but it can get out of control.
Mhm.
Naya can definitely get out of control, and typically the bigger creatures, Jund has the bigger creatures, and the better removal spells. I know Peter has a Tarmogoyf, and
I think he has a Lightning Bolt and a Maelstrom Pulse. I can't see the last half of his hand. I'm also not sure if Chance has Tarmogoyfs of his own. So that could...
maybe he's running the... Gosh, what was that card? The 2 green, and for a red you could give it haste.
Oh, the boar?
Yeah. So it'd be
Potentially. Looks like he's playing a more cheap zoo. With a lot more 1-drops than normal.
Maelstrom Pulse could be really good. With both those Kurd apes out there.
So my guess, not knowing most of Peter's hand is we're going to see a... yeah, probably a Stomping Grounds, either a Tarmogoyf or bolting of the Loam Lion, and then Maelstrom pulsing the Crude Apes next turn would be my guess. So yeah, looks like we're going to have a Tarmogoyf just to block.
So... let him know that there's a dice out there for the Goyf, so we can...
Peter, there's a Tarmogoyf dice.
So we can know what the Goyf is. It's currently a 3/4. Which is pretty average for what
Yeah.
Goyf comes in at.
And that being said, it is bigger than pretty much all of Chance's creatures.
You wish
Swiss
more
Spear,
Zoo
huh?
decks were strong? I think Zoo's pretty strong with the right builds.
Yeah, I think Zoo's strong if you have Tarmogoyfs.
Yeah.
I think that's the main thing is a lot of people that play Zoo don't have Tarmogoyfs.
I know when I first
So-
built Zoo, I didn't have Goyfs. So I ran Grove of the Burnwillows and Kavu Predator.
All right.
It's pretty sweet.
Yeah, and that is true. Burn and Zoo are... Burn has kind of taken the Zoo shell, kind of. In that it's playing a lot more creatures. And Atarka's commands.
So Maelstrom Pulse next turn that Peter will probably cast is gonna be
Pretty good.
probably game.
Yeah, considering Chance does not have any cards in his hand either.
Yeah, Peter
So-
just stripped his hand. So it'll be really up to top decks, and that's right where Jund wants to be, even though he's still got 3 cards in hand.
What is that? Is that a Colgan's command, maybe? Can't get a good look at it. Oh, Liliana. Okay.
I still think I...
So this
Pulse?
Treetop Village actually could be pretty good.
Yeah.
It's actually... Peter's dead. Peter has one more turn to draw some sort of removal effect, actually, so...
Justin or me?
What?
I'm not a Michigan transplant, no. I've liked Michigan since I was like a little kid. First Pee Wee football team play I played on had the helmets,
Mm.
and then I saw Michigan play and was like, okay, I guess that's so. Because it was my Pee Wee football team for like 7 years.
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't watch a lot of sports, so I'm not the sports guy. So yeah, it's a pretty big top deck for Peter, and looks like it's a whiff actually. So we might see Chance.
So Liliana isn't really going to
Despite
do
having-
anything here because he's...
Inquisition.
Oh.
Yep.
Good acquisition by Peter, but I'm not sure that it's going to do anything because he played
No.
Liliana upticks.
See, now he just wants everybody to see his foils.
Yeah. And then he gets beat by the land. Hopefully... Oh, yeah. Okay. I was going to say, if he drew anything other than the land, the chance of him casting it versus just swinging,
Yeah.
that'd be awkward. So Chance with Naya Zoo takes game 1.
Pretty good. Those Wonder Up creatures, this version of it, definitely proved to be pretty good against Jund. At least game 1.
Yeah. So Peter probably...
I saw a bunch of kitchen things come in.
Oh, yep. Anything that can gain him life is probably good.
Yeah.
Lots of creature stuff.
Do you take out Dark Confidant in this matchup?
I think so. I think Liliana's are okay. It still seems kind of slow. I mean, turn 3 Liliana into a board full of... So I don't think I would keep the Lilianas in.
I know Chance is playing Luxodon Smiters too, so Lilianas are not the best right now.
Yeah.
And it looks like Peter is considering the Bobs.
Yeah, Bobs and Lilianas. Thoughtseizes are probably the first things that I would take out. Huntmaster, I know he runs Huntmaster. Those would probably come in if they're not in already. Olivia Voldaren is seen a lot in... I'm not sure I would bring those in. It seems kind of slow again. If it was a bunch of 1/1 creatures, but all the creatures are bigger than that when they... I don't know if he runs something like Feed the Clan either. That would be a pretty good sideboard card.
What is this?
But the Finxes alone would be decent.
Yeah. Just saying, I got to play Modern last weekend. I got to... Oh, man.
Big fan. I'm excited. I hope you get a feature match.
So what do you think of Suicide Zoo?
TJ and I actually built a sweet Suicide Zoo deck.
Did you?
Did you not see it?
I didn't.
So, it's playing... It's black-red. And you're playing 4 Mana Clash. 4 Death Shadow. Swift Spear Guides, Young Pyromancer, Bobs. And you're playing 4 Gitaxian Probe, 4 Mutagenic Growth. What is it? We had the idea to put in Gut Shot so you could Gut Shot yourself.
Oh, right.
And then you just lightning bolts.
So at the same time that you're killing yourself, you're swinging and hitting them with big, huge dudes.
It's pretty good. I mean, couple turn 3 kills. Yeah, you Gut Shot yourself.
What's the big creature again in that?
Death Shadow.
Death Shadow, yeah. Yeah, you got to make Death Shadow gigantic.
Yeah.
So those that don't... I know this is one of TJ's favorite cards. For those that don't know, Mana Clash. And yes, TJ has lost to this card.
Probably more than once.
But he raves about it whenever he plays it.
It's you can never really get mad if you lose to a Mana Clash deck is the thing.
Right. It's just like
So-
it's just like a Jund player losing to Bob.
Yeah, you can't really be mad. Foil out my Legacy deck, I mean that's expensive.
What's your legacy deck?
Probably Brain.
It's look like Chance Mulligan to 6, and he's keeping his 6.
Peter has some lands, a Damnation, and a Maelstrom Pulse.
Oh, I didn't even think of Damnation. That's pretty good. It's almost just like let him empty his hand out, take
Yeah.
the little bit of damage, hopefully be able to survive after that.
Dredge. Yeah, Dredge is... I don't think any of the cards in Foil Dredge are too expensive, other than, of course, like the Lion's Eye Diamonds and... But I mean, yeah, if you don't plan on getting rid of it anytime soon. I know I'm not a foil guy, but... If it's what you're into.
I'm not either. But I appreciate those that are. I understand it.
The problem with me is that if I get like a few cards foil in a deck, then I have to foil out the whole thing.
Oh, right.
I would be too. Isn't
Is the Stomping Ground foil? It doesn't look like it. Oh, I guess
Oh,
it
these
is.
are too old. Oh, I thought there was some sort of promo.
Oh, no
Promo
promo LED?
I thought there was. Oh well. You
Is
have
it
to do
lions?
the apostrophe.
So the Vintage Masters, there's
That's
no...
only online.
Oh, that's only online?
Yeah.
Okay.
See, Dredge is one of those decks that I think would be better if all your cards were heavily played.
That's ugly.
Lion's Eye Diamond?
That is
Oh,
ugly.
yeah, no, that's really...
The online version? That is ugly.
Yeah.
So, pretty good start for Chance, but a couple lands by Peter in Damnation.
Yeah, he does have Maelstrom Pulse too, so he can...
Oh,
If he feels too threatened, he could take out the Curd Apes this turn and save the Damnation. He also has Bolt, so he could take care of the Necatl the following turn.
that's one thing about Jund. It can easily kill itself.
Mm-hmm.
You're taking so much damage from your lands and Bob triggers. So the Pulse again takes out the Curd Apes. Is it green red Tron?
4 and Groves look pretty cool.
Yeah.
I am a fan of foreign cards. Aside from Ulamog's. Yeah.
Yeah. Of course, I think the different versions of Groves are ugly.
Oh yeah, the From the Vaults.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are... Ugh.
Yeah.
I think all the cards that have future sight borders just look better with that.
Yeah.
Like Tarmogoyf too.
Oh yeah. Yeah, those are so
Yeah.
much nicer looking. The first big modern tournament I bought, I was playing Green Red Tron, and I showed up without Groves.
Did you play the Pain Lands or
No,
whatever?
I had them in the deck.
Oh, you just forgot
I
to
wasn't
put 'em
sure
in?
how much the Groves were, because I didn't have them.
Oh, you were going to buy them or
Yeah.
something? Okay.
And they were $7. So I bought 4 of them.
Now they're like 60.
I know. It's crazy.
How do you walk into Maelstrom Pulse twice? You can't really walk into Maelstrom Pulse is the thing with a deck like Zoo. Because you have to... The thing is that you have to empty out your hand. Otherwise it'll just get Inquisitioned or Liliana'd away.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunate that 2 of his cards happen to be the same name, but you can't really like play around Maelstrom Pulse that much.
Especially Jund, I think typically runs 1.
Yeah.
So him having both of them is pretty lucky. I guess he might have one in the sideboard, but I doubt it. I think it's Culligan's Command. That is true. Foiling out a deck, I think, takes dedication to the deck, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think it has to be a deck that you really enjoy playing.
Yeah.
And you're building it and you're going to keep it, like, forever.
Also a deep wallet, that is
Yeah.
that is true.
So, Bolt on the Necatl. And in response, Chance is going to path.
Path the ooze, it looks like.
Peter gaining a life off the skews before the path. Yeah, the foil and the warping of them is annoying. I think it's a weather. I don't know if it's a weather thing. I know you definitely don't want to keep them like out where any type of cold or weather is kind of get them. So don't leave them in your car. That's for sure.
So it looks like we're gonna have a. Oh, that's a good one.
That is a good one. Yeah. So Thalia will probably not do a whole lot here. I'm guessing that next turn he'll probably kill it.
Yeah, just sacrifice a Thopter.
Yeah.
He also does still have the damnation if things get too bad.
That's interesting.
Rest in peace.
Bringing rest in peace in. I guess it does affect the Tarmogoyf.
Yeah, always an interesting inclusion. Probably out of the board, or potentially something like a Tarmogoyf replacement.
Mm-hmm. I would think. I wonder if he has Domri. I like Domri raid. Yep.
I like Domri raid
over Thalia, because it's like you have all these small casting cost creatures.
Yes, and you can just keep drawing more, fight.
Yep.
And kill off their things.
It's removal. It's a draw effect.
Mm-hmm.
There's somebody that triple sleeves to try to protect their cards. Yeah.
I think that's a little
excessive.
But,
a little excessive on the triple sleeve.
Yeah, that's the only problem that I don't like about double sleeve is that it's hard to riffle shuffle.
Yeah. So things getting a little out of hand.
So what could Chance draw to pull himself back in this game?
I don't know if it's... Well, it's a 3/3 against 2/2/2, so that's a decent attack. He doesn't have anything else to do, so he may as well.
Yeah.
If he double blocks, kill the Huntmaster. This would put Peter down to 6. I think that's a good no block. He's not going to cast any spells, so Huntmaster will flip.
Interesting that he's not sacrificing one of the Thopters to... Oh, he's just going to kill Athalia with that. Okay. Yeah, and then just... It's a lethal swing.
Yeah. Peter taking down game 2. I think that was a much better representation of Jund.
Yeah. Much closer to the one I was expecting.
Yeah. Still had damnation, so something weird happens.
I think the first game he just drew a little bit too many lands.
Yeah.
He wasn't able to deal with
All 4 of the 1-drops that came out pretty quickly.
So for those joining us, we're in round 3 of 4 Modern here at Geek Fortress in Snohomish, Washington. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Sean, this is Justin. Our normal host, TJ, is in Vancouver at the GP. Did he send you a picture yesterday? Or did you see his
Of
Facebook?
the bathrobe?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did see the bathrobe picture.
I sent him a text on how he was doing, and he put that on Facebook.
Yeah, I've yet to hear about how he's doing in the tournament, but
See if he'll answer.
actually, yeah, Modern events on Saturdays. Yeah, Modern is definitely the most popular format at this store.
Let's see.
I wish Modern events would work. Get good enough at Modern, and they can be.
We'll see if TJ played today.
Alright, so it looks like Chance is either still shuffling or taking the mulligan.
Being in Canada, the only way to get a hold of TJ is Facebook.
Mm.
He told everybody, don't text me. But yeah, there's a number of people from that play at Geek Fortress that went to the GP in Vancouver. Some that watch the stream, some that play.
Yeah, last we heard, a couple of our guys were
3-0. Yeah.
So hopefully they were able to keep it up.
I don't know. I never wanted to post how I did because
Yeah.
the one time
feel like
that
you jinxed yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, I think a lot of people probably laugh when they beat the $1,000 decks with their budget deck.
Mm.
I know I was playing Twin. This was like a while ago, and Dylan Falk let, I think it was Ryan Coverdale, play his mono green Stompy deck,
Mm-hmm.
and he just wrecked me. And it's like it was the first time that I had seen him. I had no idea who he was, and
Yeah.
I was just like, man, how did I just lose to that?
Oh, it looks like Chance is on a Moldify, so this is... I don't
With
think this is going
Thoughtseize,
to
it's a
go
mold of 4.
quite what he was hoping. Drew a Curd Ape, so a couple red cards he can't cast.
What do you think of unbanning Jace in Modern?
So before they banned Dig Through Time and Treasure Cruise, I was all for it. Because you had decks like Pod and all that. I was for it. Now, probably not. It's probably a little bit too dangerous. I think eventually they will have to. I think it could be... it's tough. I think it's a little bit too risky right now. I don't think it would probably break anything. Because the problem is that Jace isn't good against creatures.
Right.
Or Lightning Bolt. Which both are very popular in Modern. But I do think that the blue-white, red, like Drago control decks do need a little something to
The
help
new
them compete.
the new Jace isn't enough.
No, because you really don't even want to play it in that deck for the most part because it means you have to tap out turn 2 to play it
Right.
when you want to leave out Mana Leak or Remand. The new Jace is a lot better in like the Grixis decks where you're a lot more proactive.
You can wait till turn 4 or 5 to play it.
Well, even like tapping out turn 2, you're not playing like a ton of Mana Leaks or
right.
that sort of effect. You're also playing like Tassigers and Gurmag Anglers, so you can utilize the discard a lot more. But yeah, I think it would be fine. I don't think that. I mean, obviously, I can see the reasoning behind it, but because it's pretty embarrassing if they unban it and then they have to ban it immediately after.
Yeah.
So I think something like Ancestral Visions is a lot safer. Just because it's obviously really good if you suspend it turn 1, but the later the game goes, the worse and worse it gets. So we're making $300 easy. That's why I have 4. That's why I already have 4.
He's come down a lot.
He has.
Yeah.
Liliana's more expensive.
So we got chit-chatting about other stuff, and that game went pretty quickly. Mulda 5 for Chance on Naya really is not where he wants to be when he's playing a bunch of 1s and 2s and coming up against a deck that is going to strip your hand anyway. It was really a mold of 5 that was really 4 because of Inquisition.
So Burn is actually pretty solid in Legacy, especially now that like you just hose all the Delver decks for the most part. Price of Progress is just the best card in the deck. You do have a Miracles isn't the best matchup, but that being said, I've come to find it's a lot more skill intensive than it would seem. Like on paper, it seems like Burn could never win.
Right.
But there are a couple like really awkward costing cards, and especially now with the new Exquisite Firecraft.
Yep.
Burn definitely it definitely makes the matchup much closer. Probably closer to 50-50, I would say.
I don't think Ancestral Visions is... What is that? Better than Treasure Cruise?
It's definitely not better than Treasure Cruise.
Yeah.
Because Treasure Cruise is good if you top deck it late in the game.
Yep. To where Visions is not.
They're kind of the opposite card.
Yeah.
Like Visions is really good if you play it, or if you suspend it turn 1.
Or you cascade into it.
Yeah, or you cascade into it.
Yeah. So that was... we're in the middle of round 3 here for Modern. We'll see if we can get another match going.
Yes, those are promo bobs. And I will be back to see if I can find another match.
Yeah, Peter's pretty proud about his Jun deck. It's nice looking through it. Yeah, I think the unbanning of stuff, I think we might see something. I really think they're just trying to get some more decks made, to expand in Modern right now.
I was very surprised that they did not unban anything.
Yeah, so was I.
With the, I think there are a number of cards that they could unban and it would be pretty safe.
Yep. Do you have another match?
So the only other match is Lantern, and they're in the middle of the game. So, no, we do not have another match.
So we'll come back to the broom closet.
So, I don't think Control's dead in Modern. If you're playing Control, it's better right now if you're more of like the Grixis Control style, with where you're being a lot more proactive with like Tassigers and the new Jace, and like lightning bolts and stuff like that, and just like value Snapcast or just all the value cards. That's more of the Control deck you want to be playing, not the Drago tap out, or the Drago Control decks aren't in the best spot. And I think it's mainly because they don't have anything like Ancestral Visions or anything to refill once they run out of
Right.
all
The draw effects are so limited.
I mean, the best one is the cheapest one is what Think Twice.
Right.
Probably as the best one,
Right.
and then Sphinx's Rev is.
Yep. It's just not good sphinxing for like 1 or 2 though.
Yeah.
You know, you want it to be 3 or more.
Mm-hmm. Especially if you're only playing like 1 or 2 Sphinx's Rev in the decks, you really want it to be your big payoff card.
Yep.
Also, yeah, the counters are very mediocre in Modern.
Mm-hmm. The hard counters, anyway.
Yeah, the hard counters definitely.
It's like Mana Leak really early. It can be good. Late game, it can just be horrible.
Yeah, all the counters really. Like the later the game goes, the worse they get.
Yeah.
I guess Cryptic Command is the exception.
Yep.
But that is very expensive.
Yeah, early game, you're not.
Yeah.
You're not casting that one. Grixis controls scoops to Tron.
Kind of.
Kind of. Like what is it? Crumple to Dust probably helps them a lot.
Yeah, I definitely don't think it's a good matchup by any chance.
Yeah.
But I think it has a shot. Tron is just really good against all the modern control decks for the most part, though.
Yeah, they're just bigger.
Mm-hmm.
They're like the bully of the control decks.
Yeah. And no control deck can beat Emrakul, so.
Yeah.
I actually think it might be good if maybe like if you're just playing the blue or the American control deck with like just value Restoration Angels.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's Restoration Angels really good right now. That might be something you want to look at if you're looking for more of the Drago type control deck.
Yeah, I would think 2 Crumples and 2 Fulminator Mages. That's probably a pretty good sideboard against Tron.
I've even seen decks play like 4 Fulminator Mages out of the board because you can just keep getting them back with Kolaghan's
in
Command.
Grixis control, though. Well, yeah,
Yeah.
I get so.
I'm saying
Kolaghan's
in Grixis
Command,
control,
right.
I've seen.
Yeah, you can snap the Crumple to Dust.
Yeah.
Still, though, I think Crumple to Dust is probably the big one because you get one of their sets
Yeah.
of lands out of their deck and it slows them down so much. Then you just got to worry about getting your win condition on board. Sideboard 3 Molten Rains with snaps and chase. You stone rain them to death.
I am a big fan of land destruction, so I can get behind that.
I still think Crumple to Dust is better than Molten Rain, though, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, not in like burn or anything like that, but depends on what deck you're.
Yeah. I guess the
You're in.
3 versus the 4 casting cost is. Plus, you're doing damage to your opponent, so.
Mhm.
So 13 minutes left in the round. We're just waiting on Lantern Control to finish up. They were right in the middle of a game, or we would have moved them.
Looks like we just finished, so we should be able to get you a new match pretty quickly.
So I think my Fairies deck could keep up with Visions Unbanned. I could see them unbanning visions in Modern.
One other card that I know TJ and I have talked about, Sword of the Meek,
Oh,
I think could definitely be unbanned.
Yeah.
Like, no problem. It's very slow, so it wouldn't punish like the burn decks or the zoo decks that much, while still giving control decks a reliable like late game.
Right. It'll be interesting to see how the meta kind of unfolds.
But yeah, I do think either some new cards need to come out, or they need to unban stuff to kind of shake it up.
Yeah.
A little bit.
It'll be interesting. We'll see. It's up to the magic gods to determine what cards we can play and can't play.
With Innistrad, the new Innistrad stuff, I'd like to see more graveyard type decks. Maybe a Reanimator deck or something like that. That'd be pretty cool.
Hymn to Torek in Modern?
I don't know about that one.
Yeah, I don't know about that one either.
If you've ever played against him to Turok, then yeah, it feels real bad when you lose a game to him to Turok.
Problem with Thopter is that Lantern Control would be more annoying. I mean, it'd actually probably make the deck less annoying because it actually has a way to kill you other than milling you out, so...
Right. Yeah. It's a very slow death.
Yeah.
I've never played against Lantern. I don't know that I want to.
It's not very pleasant. But, Cabal Therapy I think could be very good in Modern. I don't think it would be too overpowered. Yeah, I could definitely see Cabal Therapy coming back. That's the name it card.
Yeah.
And then they reveal the other hand, discard it. It's
because you're guessing.
Yeah. It might be a little too good in like the Delver decks with like Gataxian Probe and because if you start hitting multiple things, then it can get pretty ridiculous.
Right.
Or if you have Young Pyromancer, but I don't know. I think it'd be cool. That's my only concern though, is that it might be too good in the Grixis Delver decks.
Yeah. With Pyromancer, that would be really good.
Mm-hmm. Even with P and Kira.
Even with P and Kira, yeah.
That's
that
true.
would be really good too. Yep. Oh.
Alright, so it looks like we have Fairies versus Affinity.
Have they started already?
Don't start yet.
So Fairies,
is back
Over
to the
here?
wall. Yeah.
and that was...
I do not. Oh wait, no. Fairies is facing the wall.
And who's playing Fairies?
Oh wait, we might have a pairing change. I'm gonna go
Oh.
see what's going on real quick. Looks we have a little bit of the.
So we'll get round 4, final round started here just a second. We're just trying to get a game up on the... Yeah, I think there's a couple Affinity players here tonight, so we might have, we might have a rematch of what we saw in round 2. Tokens in Modern right now is terrible. I don't know. I think it all is, meta based. I know Tokens here has a lot of people have built it, and it's it's never really done very well. So once again, we're just getting ready to start.
Alright, so we had a little bit of a mix-up on the matches. We have Martin, whose back is to the wall, playing the same zoo guy from last round.
Chance.
Yeah, playing Chance.
And Martin is playing
Affinity. I think you're going to want to switch the names.
Oh. So we'll go down to the table for the start of round 4.
Oh, it's the last round already.
So Chance over here.
Yes, Chance is in the red jacket. So I think the number one match was I think Fairies versus Eldrazi or something like that. I think the Eldrazi deck was
Eldrazi.
Yeah, I think Eldrazi was number one. And then someone else that we already had on feature match was number 2. So
it looks like the Eldrazi deck's doing good tonight.
yeah. Which is pretty not what I was expecting, considering I don't think it has a great matchup against Affinity or Zoo or anything like that. So, or probably even Fairies for that.
Is that who it's playing? In...
I think it's playing Fairies.
No.
I'm not entirely sure.
That'd have been good to watch. Lots of counters.
Maybe it wasn't Fairies. I don't know.
Tron and the Eldrazi decks are 0 fun to play or play against. I don't know if that's necessarily true. I mean, it's not like red-green Tron. You just draw 7 cards and win.
I do enjoy playing the Tron decks.
Yeah.
They might not be the most fun to play against, but I've had some pretty good times playing Tron.
Yeah. Turn 3 Karn is pretty rough.
That is true.
It all depends on when they get the haste trample guy out.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty lucky, but the odds of that happening are not very high.
Yeah. First deck that I played for Modern was
Tron?
Green Red Tron. Yep.
It's pretty good. What do you think of the new Pyroclasm for it?
I think it's okay.
Mm.
Trying to think of the name of that card.
I can't remember either.
Yeah. If anybody knows
you
the
know
name
what
of
I'm
that
talking
card.
about.
Yeah. It has multiple things that it does, doesn't it?
Yeah, so it's Pyroclasm at instant speed for 3, and then if you cast I think it's like 7 or more, a creature with CMC, Kozilek's Return, that's what it is.
Oh, there we go.
And it's like if you cast a creature with CMC 7 or more, it deals 5 damage and returns to your hand, I believe. You have to do the apostrophe. Yeah. Oh, you exile from your graveyard, okay.
I guess, I mean, it's Pyroclasm is 2, this one's 3, but it also does have another.
It also is at instant speed.
Yeah. Yeah. It seems good.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, it looks like Martin's starting to run away with this game, it looks like. He is missing a big
a big payoff card. Just got a bunch of little dorks right now.
Yeah, it's probably, I mean, Pyroclasm is probably better, but with Tron, you're really, I mean, you're kind of pushing to, at least a lot of times it seems like the games run kind of longer, or that's what you want. You don't want them, so this card would benefit, because you cast Ugin or, you know, any of your 7 drops and you do 5 damage to each creature.
Yep. Maybe you want like a 2-2 split, or
Yeah.
maybe a 3-1 split.
It'd be really bad if you cast Wormcoil and then cast Ugin after they, you had to block and your Wormcoil died, so then now nobody has creatures. But that might be where you want to be. It all depends on the matchup. Oh, it's Eldrazi creature
okay.
spells. Okay. Yeah, this is kind of a budget version of Zoo. I don't think he has Tarmogoyfs.
It's a lot more low to the ground.
Yeah,
It's a lot more 1-drops. We didn't see the Gore Clan Rampagers in the other games, but maybe he's got a little bit more combat tricks than we saw previously. Oh yeah, you can also get it with Ancient Stirrings. I didn't think about that.
Oh, because it's technically colorless. So I think if Martin would get a cranial plating, this game would be over. Spellskite mainboard will definitely help him.
Volcanic Fallout. I'm pretty sure that costs 2 red. Yeah.
Yeah.
You also deal 2 damage to yourself.
Yeah, that's a huge difference in card.
Especially when you're only playing with... Your only red sources are 4 Grove of the Burn Widows and...
Yeah.
Like... what?
Stars
8
and,
little stars,
stars
or something like that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, probably doesn't have Goblin Guide either. Didn't think of that.
Oh,
one.
yeah. He's doing very well, though. Fairly well, though.
Yeah, I mean, game 1 against John. I could see running a manland in Zoo. I don't think it's ideal, but I could see doing it.
I think if I were to play a manland in Zoo, or that sort of aggro deck, I'd play it like as an additional land.
Right.
Like if normal Zoo decks play 20 lands, I'd play it as like a 21st land.
Yeah. And I think I'd want to play... I don't think it'd be Treetop. Of course, you're
pretty light on lands anyway.
Yeah.
I don't know. What other man lands could you play?
So it doesn't look like Chance took his life gain, which I'm not sure that mattered. See, 12.
Not sure who actually took that game.
Martin did.
Martin did? Okay.
So it was 2, 3. Yeah, it would have mattered. So you're right. I don't think he took his life gain off the Helix. Few new players probably tonight. I know one, or maybe just new to their decks.
Yeah.
But yeah, again, I don't think that it mattered. Even with the treetop, he would have had to have top decked a burn spell.
Yeah, I think he still was in very, very rough shape.
One without a plating too, which is... how many players do we have?
I think
17?
right now we have, I think like 10 or 12 because a lot of people dropped.
Yeah.
But
I think we started with 17 or 18.
something like that.
Because I think it needs to be over 16 for 4 rounds.
It needs to be over 8
Oh, it
for
needs
4
to be
rounds.
Oh.
If it gets past 16, it's
Then it's 5 rounds?
5 rounds.
Okay.
So probably 6. We were probably just right around there.
I think we were at 16 because I think I saw 8 games when
Okay.
he was putting up to... So Martin, I saw a surgical extraction?
That he brought in?
Yeah.
Or, huh.
That's interesting. What
I don't
would you want a surgical at a zoo?
Lightning Helix, maybe? Not entirely sure.
Yeah. The life gain seems so minimal though.
Mm-hmm. I almost don't know what you would want to bring in, like, at all. If you're
Yeah,
Affinity.
you just...
I feel like this matchup is already so great for you.
Yep. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I would sideboard anything. Maybe Blood Moon, because their mana is typically so intense.
That's true.
The surgical extraction out the first bolt.
Yeah, you could.
Yeah, or the first thing that hit the graveyard, just
Yeah.
surgical it just to get rid of. I think Blood Moon might be the only thing that I'd bring in.
Yeah.
And that's a one of, so it really isn't affecting your deck all that much. I know some play 2.
I think I saw him bring out the Mem Knights, which seemed pretty bad in this matchup.
I wonder if he's playing Thoughtcast. The Thoughtcast
Yeah.
version.
I know I did play against him a couple weeks ago, and he turn 1 Master of Ethereum to me.
Oh.
So I lost that matchup, and I was a little tilted. But
I see a land.
Wear and Tear
Wear
is,
and Tear. I guess he might be expecting Stony Silence. I guess from Zoo, that's pretty. Yeah, I could see Stony Silence. I always forget about that card playing Affinity. Not sure how or why, but I do. So 2 Galvanic Blast, 2 Ravagers, 1 land.
I wonder if there's better options other than Wear and Tear. I guess it is pretty versatile. in
Nature's
that.
Claim.
Nature's Claim is what I was thinking of, but
I like Nature's Claim better than Wear and Tear.
Nature's Claim can hit both artifacts and enchantments, right?
Yep.
Okay.
And the 4 life gain you can actually cast
Use
on
it
one
on
of your
yourself.
own dudes. So you can gain the 4. I don't know. I see it both ways.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, either way, if you're not casting a creature or a cranial plating to do more damage, any other spell that you're casting hurts your tempo.
After a board, you normally slow down
Yeah.
a decent amount anyway.
Apathia, the wear and tear would be for Stony Silence.
Dampening Matrix, huh?
That'd be a good one.
Natural State. I'm not sure I know what that card does. Dromoka's Command.
Destroy all artifacts and enchantments with converted cost 3 or less.
That's pretty good, actually. Yeah, that's probably better than
Yeah,
Nature's Claim.
that is better than Nature's Claim.
Didn't even know that card existed.
What set is that from?
It's the new one. It
Oh.
just came out.
Wow.
I do like that they're doing this though. They're making a bunch of better, like, sideboard cards
Yep.
as replacements, like
Yeah,
Crumble to Dust and
Yep.
this card.
That seems really good. I might have to pick some of those up. I think right now I'm trying to think what I have in sideboard of Affinity for.
Natural State won't hit ley lines. That's true, but when you're playing Affinity, you really don't care about ley lines.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think Affinity cares about ley lines.
Mm-mm.
I mean, they do have Thoughtseize in the sideboard. They do have Galvanic Blast.
But no one's gonna bring in ley lines against
Yeah.
Affinity anyway. So
No.
So Chance is actually putting up a pretty good fight. He had Dromoka's Command to pump his Nekabal and take out one of the creatures.
Yeah. Surprisingly, the Affinity player is... Oh, I thought he didn't have any cards in hand. Ravager seems pretty good.
Mm-hmm. He has another one in his hand as well. Oh, 2 mana?
It's like hopefully he activates the Blink Moth and moves it?
Yeah.
Or is that a... Yep, that is.
Yeah, there you go.
What deck do you play where you have main deck Chalice? Summon Aether? So he didn't move the...
Huh.
Interesting.
I guess he was scared of his land getting bolted, but I don't think you care.
Yeah, you still have to move it. Otherwise you're just... Blue
Blue
Tron. Azorius Rogues. A brew. Nice. Blue-white Rogues?
I don't even know any card. I can't even name a card off the top of my head that is a rogue.
There's the one flyer that has hexproof. Or it can't be blocked. It has to be blocked by a flyer or something. I think that's what it is. So Zoo taking down game 2. Kind of surprising.
Not bad.
getting some weird. I don't think the Affinity player is expecting some of the cards that he's seeing.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a deck list of the Azorius Azorius rogues? That'd be interesting to see.
Yeah, I don't think that's a lot more common Quick Raw in Legacy, where Chalice for ones or Chalice of the Void is much better because the format is much quicker and much lower curved. You don't really see too much main deck Chalices in Modern.
I would main deck it in Possibility Storm. Definitely.
Isn't that the whole point of the deck, though, you were talking about?
Chalice?
Yeah.
No.
No? Whirl or Rogue? Okay, that's true. Whirl or Rogue? I'm pretty sure that's the best Rogue, like, ever, though. And that's... If that is the best Rogue, then we got a ways to go before this deck becomes a thing.
We're starting to be concerned about the Azorius Rogue brew. We can't think of rogues. It's like Invisible Stalker's a rogue. There you go.
All right. You could play like green-blue and play Edric with a bunch of like hard-to-block creatures. Or Biden of Thassa.
He said it's just Azorius, so it's going to be blue-white rogues.
You play Biden of Thassa.
Yeah.
Or Coastal Discovery. Oh boy, I'm excited.
We have a deck list. Very excited.
Alright, so let's check the creatures first.
So Warping Whale, Thieves' Fortune, Tribal.
I don't even know what that card is. Is that a Tribal Rogue?
Tribal Rogue. I hope you never play against a Tarmogoyf deck.
Geist of Saint Traft? I don't think Geist is a rogue.
Geist is not a rogue.
Oh, that's a Nanba. That is also not a rogue. Invisible Stalker is a rogue. Oh, that's a rogue. That card's actually good.
Death Duelist, First Strike and Shroud.
What is that? Huh. What else we got? Hidden Stirrings. What's Hands of Binding?
So let's see. Fairy Macabre is a rogue. Tarmo is easy. Hands of Binding, baby. Tap target creature an opponent controls. That creature doesn't tap during its controller's next unstep step. Cipher.
Ooh.
I remember that card in Standard. So looks like Affinity has a plating.
Is it still the...
Is that...
That's a Wild Nicole.
Oh. So Stony Silence is going to probably win this game for Chance. So an early Stony Silence for Chance. No removal. Doesn't look like he's got a plating, a master,
a Steel Overseer,
and a Steel Overseer. Oh, Hidden Strings.
Yeah, that's a card.
Looks interesting.
We may be able to board 4 Sword of Fire and Ices too.
I like the Gaddock Teague, even though...
Is Gaddock Teague a rogue? I don't think he is. No?
And it's a
He's
green.
an advisor.
Yeah.
I
So
feel
that's
like
probably
there's-
why.
I feel like there's probably more advisors.
Yeah, I think it could
That-
be advisors. And how do you? I guess the Gaddock Teeg is a maybe. Would you switch? You'd switch the land base then?
No, you get it off Cavern of Souls. You name advisor.
Yeah. Oh.
What's
Kraken's eye. Monastery Mentor. It's like rogue advisor monks.
So you should just build. You should just build monks, or not monks, advisors.
I just find a bunch of advisors. It
Or-
looks fun.
Or you need all the all rogues. I'm pretty sure Edric is a rogue. Edric is probably actually the best rogue, so I would look into that.
Pestermite. That would help your tempo.
Oh, that's true.
I could see Pestermite over maybe Geist
That card's probably not very good.
or over
I mean, it's good if you flip it. But
yeah. Oh. We were just looking at the
Bitter Blossom does make rogues.
but it's not blue white.
It's not blue-eyed, that's true.
No. I like seeing Bruise, so
Mhm.
Thieves' Fortune though. That card's
It's good.
sweet.
That is.
In this deck it would be.
Huh. Thieves' Fortune. Why did Martin not equip the cranial plating?
Stony Silence?
Oh, right.
I think he's
Yeah. I think
he's to and out of drawing something to remove Stony Silence. Which hopefully he has something in his deck to remove Stony Silence.
If he does, though, he's probably got what, a 2-turn clock or something like that. Not if he blocks like this, but
Yeah. Yeah, Stony Silence is such a beating. Oh yeah, Wear Tear. So he's to a Wear Tear draw.
I don't even. Yeah. Looks like that's gonna do
He's
it.
got. In this,
He has a Master of
He
Ethereal.
does need a burn spell. It's lucky he's not drawing the artifact lands because
Yeah.
he's actually able to cast his stuff, which is saving him. Oh, that's rough.
Mm.
So now you activate
Is
the
that it? He's
treetop
probably
and
dead,
swing
right? Yeah.
for the win. Norin Sisters, yes. We had somebody here that has that deck. Max, does he still have that deck?
I don't know if he still does. I know he did for a while. All right. Yeah. Looks like this is. Chance is gonna take it. It looks like. All these cards that he can't cast.
Yep.
Not bad though. Well done by Chance.
Yeah. I still think the keep by Martin was sketchy.
Game
He had
2.
Yeah, he had game 3 he had a lot of lands.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, well done by Chance.
He may not be running Spell Pierce. I know that that card is... I'm trying to think of... what's the other card they're running now? Spell Pierce has kind of fallen out of favor.
The Stubborn Denial, is that what you're thinking of?
For Stubborn Denial. Oh. So we'll see if we can get another game going.
Yeah.
On
See if
we're
we
in
got
round
anything
4.
else.
We're in round 4 of 4 tonight for Modern here at Geek Fortress in Snohomish, Washington. Thanks again for joining us. Had some pretty interesting matches tonight. Some interesting decks that people have made. Mono White Stompy was kind of cool. Hard cast of Elish Norn's always fun. And didn't get to see the Mono Blue Tron is here. We didn't get to see that one. I know the black-white Eldrazi deck we saw in round 1. I think he was undefeated. I'd have to double check on that though. Let's get the foiled Jund on cam again. We can see if Peter's still playing. See if we want to move him. Oh. Once again, welcome to Geek Fortress. If you're new to the stream, feel free to hit the follow button. We stream Modern on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. and Saturdays at 6. And then on Friday night we do Legacy at 7:30 is when we start off. Thanks for joining us. See if we can get another match going for you here. For some reason our timer has just not been cooperating tonight. Trying to get that. It seems like it's getting caught up on something. Have to see if we can get that fixed for next Wednesday. So hopefully we can get another match here on screen. Yep, Fairies. He actually, I think he ended up in the finals against the green-white Eldrazi deck. It's an interesting deck. It's a lot of creatures that counter. I saw it played. We had it earlier, and it did really well.
All right. We have Living End versus Affinity.
And against the wall is...
I don't know. They're moving.
Oh. So Living End versus Affinity. This is always fun. Is it game 3 or...
Yeah.
Game 3. So what Affinity wants to do here is make sure they get a Ravager.
Mm-hmm.
And then just sack all their creatures. Are you leaving?
Yeah, I'm gonna take out.
Okay. How'd you do?
1 and 3. It's not very good for this meta, that's for sure.
No?
And you need more experience.
Yeah.
I do. So,
It's a hard deck to pilot.
yes.
What was he playing?
Kiki Chord.
Oh, okay. That takes pretty hard. It's good though.
So, do we know who the players are?
Yeah, Donovan is on his green sleeves.
So that's Donovan.
Yeah, and then his brother, who I keep forgetting their name.
Do you know what Donovan's playing?
Affinity. It's the same Living End guy from the first try. I can't remember his name.
ask him. Nate?
No, it's not. What's his name?
You don't know his name? His name's Caleb.
As you get yelled at. There we go.
Got it.
Sheesh. We're getting yelled at here for not
No.
knowing people's names.
It's a lot of people. Too many names to remember.
Is it Caleb? Not sure why they have. I wonder if it is. For some reason in here they've spelled it Kaleb. So we saw Caleb play in round 1.
He lost to
Eldrazi. And here, game 3 versus Affinity. This seems like a decent matchup for either player. Affinity's really just relying on Ravager. Or a really fast, start. But either way, they want to get as many creatures as they can and Ravager out.
Mm-hmm. I know Caleb ran all his Ingate shooters. So those are probably pretty good. Although Donovan's hand does look pretty good.
Does it?
Yeah, he has a Ravager. I believe he has a Galvanic Blast and I think an extra champion. And a plating.
Let's see.
A Beast Within.
A Beast Within.
A bunch of Cyclers. Fairy Macabre.
And a bunch of Cyclers and a Fairy Macabre, yeah.
I think
So Living End with a very good hand.
possibly 2 Fairy Macabres.
Simian Spirit Guide.
Oh no,
so
it's a Fulminator Mage. Okay.
not very good right now with the Dark Steels out there. So this right here for 7. And that's a good play. Beast Within
The plating. You do the plating, right?
yes, most
Okay.
definitely, yes.
Ooh.
Oh, Stubborn Denial. That's a huge, huge beating.
Caleb's taking 7.
Not only that he's taken 7, but he used the Simian Spirit Guide to
Yeah.
get there.
I mean, he does have... He could do a pretty good Living End next turn. He has a couple Cyclers.
Yeah. And he does
and
have
he has
Demonic Dread.
and a target for it, so... What card did he end step? I'm not sure what you're talking about. Oh, he cycled the...
The Monstrous Carapid.
Yeah.
Kind of surprised that he's doing that now with only one creature in the
Yeah.
graveyard. I would think he's got another turn to easily...
To wait and potentially do a bigger one? Oh, he actually might be dead, though, if he does, because he's dead to Galvanic Blast plus Artifact.
Oh, yep, that is true, yep. And I think Donovan does have a... It's like, don't scoop. Okay, so it looks like it looks like Donovan sacked the Ravager to himself,
Oh, and then it came back.
and then it came back with the living end. He had to have done that to still have the Ravager.
Yeah.
So if he has Galvanic Blast, I think you just cast it and kill, and then attach the plating and swing.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, he could do this first, and then
Yeah,
Caleb's dead next turn.
yeah.
Yep, Caleb's at 4.
So Donovan seems somewhat experienced with Affinity to be able to recognize that he's going to sack the Ravager to himself. I thought
he did.
he did. He may not. If he does, then that's a misplay on his side. It'd be interesting to know if he had it and just didn't.
Or maybe he had something else in mind for it, or
another plating. So if he has the instant speed, that's the only way that he can even survive another turn right here.
Does he? Oh, he does?
He does. Yep.
He's going to get to live one more turn?
Well, he's going to have blockers, so he's got... nope, he's only got one creature in the... Yeah, he would have been dead had he not cascaded the turn he did.
Yeah.
So he's played right, other than if he has a Fairy Macabre in his... So again...
Ravager comes back.
Yep, he sacked his dudes.
Looks like he's discarding another guy in response to the living end.
Not sure it's going to matter. It does give him some blockers, so he's got another turn.
Why was the Overseer there?
Because he would have sacked it first. He would have sacked the Overseer to the Ravager.
Oh, right.
So I'm trying to see. It looks like... I don't know what those cards are. Oh, he's looking at the top of... So end of turn attaching the platings.
He does. Oh, he has an Ingot Shearer in hand.
You almost have to take the Ravager.
Over one of the platings?
Yeah. Yeah, blockers.
Yeah.
So...
Looks like he's going to go for the plating, though. But yeah, I think you're right. He did want to go for the Ravager.
Platings don't mean anything if there's no creatures. And I think at this point you just want to start hard casting your creatures.
Yeah.
Big Kahuna. Sorry, sir, but that is an ugly hat.
Big ear Kahuna.
I'm sorry that you feel that way.
You should ban him.
I'm guessing you're either a local and a Washington State fan, or you're an Ohio State fan. Which, if you are, I'm very sorry.
Yeah, so it looks like he's dead.
He just instantly moves the plating, and yeah. So Affinity player, what is he?
Drawing a card?
Trying to find an Ingot Chewer? Okay, Michigan State. Yeah, same thing. At least we both hate Ohio State.
Okay, yeah, it looks like Donovan did take it. Those guys are actually brothers.
Yeah.
So I guess messing around, it looks like.
So Affinity takes down Game 3.
Yeah.
Off of Arcbound Ravager.
Mm-hmm.
It's best card you can have against a living end. So,
Well,
pretty good games tonight.
Yeah. Thank you all for sticking around.
So we can see if we might have the end of another match, but I doubt it. There's like 12 minutes left in the round.
Yeah, I'll go see just in case.
Well played game by the Affinity player there. I think it's one of those things where Arcbound Ravager is just the biggest card you can have in that matchup.
Mm-hmm. So it looks like, I'm not sure if Peter and the other guy are in the middle of Game 3 or if they're just playing for fun.
Oh.
But,
everybody else is done?
yeah, everybody else is done. What is this? Got a modern no banless deck.
Yeah. The Coleman's Storm deck.
Banefire, huh? One grape shot. One grape shot, one passive.
So yeah. So thanks for joining us again here at Geek Fortress for Modern. We do Modern Wednesdays and Saturdays. Every once in a while, I think every month and a half, we're going to try to do no ban list Modern. And then Fridays we do Legacy. So thanks for joining us tonight. And for those that have been here the whole night, thanks. And if you're just joining us, sorry that you didn't catch us earlier. We Wednesdays we start at 7, Saturdays we start at 6, and then Legacy is 7 o'clock on Fridays. So we don't have any more matches for you tonight, so we're gonna end the stream unless anybody has any questions or something else they want to chat about. Anything?
No, I'm good.
TJ's up in Vancouver at the GP. I think he's playing side events. He didn't message me back, but
I think that was his plan, is just to go and jam side events.
Yeah, but any of the people up there that we know, hopefully we know a couple people that were 3-0. Hopefully they continued that streak, making it into day 2. That'd be kind of cool. Hear some stories about that. And good luck to those guys, not only in playing but traveling back safely.
Yeah.
And
I think most of them took the train down.
Yeah, that's like the way to do it.
Yeah, it's got to be so much faster.
Well, that and you're not dealing with
traffic
or the border. It's like you get into the train stations and you go into customs.
Oh, you just do it right there.
Yeah.
And then, oh, okay.
Yeah. So I think that'd be the best way to do it.
Yeah.
That was smart of them.
Mm-hmm.
I know Dylan drove up this morning.
Ugh.
Yeah. But he's just doing side events too.
Yeah.
But still. He was going to go last night, but I think he went up this morning.
Is he staying until Monday?
It depends. I know he was 2-0 in the side event he was playing.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know what he was going to do, depending on how well he did in the side events. So the owner of the store went to the GP this morning to play in some Legacy side events with his Reanimator deck. So hopefully he did well.
Well,
so I don't see anybody any other questions or
I think
topics coming up.
Starting to take off. So as always, it's a pleasure, guys. We
hit the follow button if you haven't already.
Yeah, we appreciate it.
We'll see you on Wednesday.
Yep. Have a good weekend, you guys.